Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back in. Glad to be here live with you guys today. So, yeah, if you're just coming on in, you haven't missed anything yet. So, y'all want to do me a solid, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. Anyway, shout out to the channel members. If you guys aren't a member, you guys might want to become one. Those who are members, if you guys have been missing what I've been giving you guys, which is early access to videos as promised, as well as daily vlog shorts, go check them out. They're for you guys. So yeah, perks of being a member. Anyways, I kind of wanted to dive in today, talk about this challenge that I'm on day 2. I'm on day 2 of no pixel 3-day challenge. So I'm gonna tell you guys how that's been going for me as well, so anyhow, if you guys want to help out the channel, there's ways to do it right there. I'll put a right there. Yeah, there it is. QR code will stay up there for the entire time. And yeah, how are you guys doing this Thursday? How are things going for all of you? For being, the month of June, man. Jeez, 2025 is going by so quick. I've been just in shock of just how fast time is flying by. We're already halfway through 2025. We're halfway through the year. So, from this point going forward, I mean, it's going to get very busy for me. As for those who have been following my channel for such a long time, you guys have been a part of the growth of my family and everything. Just life and everything like that. So you guys know, next against the birthdays. So I got my kids' birthdays coming up month after month. We also have back to school. August. We have some holidays. In between. October, we have Thanksgiving. Plus, birthdays that I gotta celebrate. My daughter's birthday in September, my oldest son's birthday in November, and then my oldest son from my previous marriage, his birthday in December. New Year's, very for me. Guys, feel free to. Yep. Coming. Usually are at like 106 degrees, 107 already by this point. She's been breaking up. I know it's breaking up. My wife connection here. Being that the greatest here. I mean, I have majority of things pretty much closed out, trying to allow the Wi-Fi to be able to handle. So I do apologize if it does break up. As far as getting fiber from a company that does service my area, they said it would be about a month or 2 before they're able to install it. So I just have to wait that time period before I can switch to fiber internet, which would the plan that I am actually trying to get is going to be basically the plan that gives 3 gigs down, 3 gigs up. I think those speeds would be like pretty awesome. Right around that time that I upgrade the internet that I'm using and move away from the T-Mobile home internet or from the AT&T Air, because I have the AT&T home internet as well. It's also the same time I'm going to be upgrading my PC and probably installing more RAM. That's one of the things I do want to install on this computer that I have. Just basically upgrading it, right? I think mine is, I forgot the model number, but my PC is a Dell Optiplex 3070 or 7030, one of the two. But yeah, I do need to upgrade the RAM. I do need to upgrade the storage. So I do plan to install Right now it has like 256 SSD, and so I intend to double that and put a 512 SSD hard drive in there, and then upgrade the memory either probably to 32 gigs of RAM if I can, but 16 is minimum that I want to upgrade it to. But right now it's only 8 gigs of RAM in my PC. That's why I don't do a lot of gaming on it or anything like that. It's not equipped to handle it. So hopefully over the summer and everything like that, I'm able to make some upgrades. But just bear with me through this. You know, if it freezes and I make a stupid face, take a picture of it, post it on social media. You know, roast me. I don't mind. But yeah. So you know, out of the intros and into the, you know, what's going on. No Pixel 3-day challenge. I'm on day 2. Using my iPhone 12 as my main daily device. Just because the coverage with T-Mobile here, where I moved to, it's not the greatest. Okay. Where I previously lived at, just to kind of give you insight, where I previously lived at, if you ran a speed test on T-Mobile, where I used to live, the ping would be like, you know, 15 to 19 milliseconds. The down would be 700 to 1 gig of download speed, and the uplink would be 60 to 100 megabits per second. Well enough, you know, pretty good. Where I live now, the ping is 32 to 43 milliseconds. The download speeds, I'm averaging between 30 to 40 megabits per second, and the upload is 3 to 5 megabits per second. So speeds here generally are not that good. Now, there are 2 other people in my area that have the T-Mobile home internet, so our routers are connecting to that tower. So yeah, it's not yielding the best for latency, downlink or uplink speeds. What up, B-Tech? So that would be a problem. And with that, you know, like, I mean, I had Borgranta hit me on a DM talking about, you know, downgrade your connection from 5G to LTE on your router. For the T-Mobile home internet and its settings, doesn't let me do that, right? When I log into the admin page for my gateway, doesn't let me switch it from 5G to LTE. So that's not possible to do there. And the AT&T one I would think it'd be better, and it is better for download speeds. So on my AT&T home internet, my download speeds is like over 100 megabits per second. The latency is the same as T-Mobile. It's like 32 to 44. Though not the greatest on latency, but the uplink is terrible on AT&T. It's like 1.1 megabit per second. So, and live streams depend on the uplink, not the downlink. So you can have the fastest download speeds all you want, but if your uplink is not good, then your live stream is going to be a bit shaky. So, you know, here throughout the live stream, if it gets really bad and really shaky, then I'll probably turn off camera and it would just be audio. It's just stuff that I have to deal with, you know. That's why, you know, it's pretty terrible. But as I was saying, you know, I'm in the middle of a challenge, and I don't know why people hit me up on a DM and like they bring up the whole biased situation. You know, I'm biased to pixels. And it's like, I already know that, but like every creator is biased to something, you know? All you got to do really, if you want to know like what your favorite content creator prefers, all you really got to do is just look at a catalog or their videos, watch, you know, like maybe the latest 50 videos they've posted, and then you'll catch the pattern. You'll catch the pattern of like what subject, what product are they, you know, that they prefer, even though they're trying to be unbiased and bring you a video that like reviews the OnePlus 13 or, you know, the Pixel 9a or you know, Galaxy S25 Edge, right? They could bring all these videos because they know that that's what people want to watch. They want to watch. They want to know what's going on with the S25 Edge. They want to know how the Pixel 9a is doing. So they'll bring you those videos, obviously, but you can tell like what product they are biased to. You can tell which one that they really like, right? And you know, you're going to see more enthusiasm in their video over a product. You're going to see more attention to detail, right? Like any creator can pull up the specs of a phone and incorporate the specs into their video to share with all of you guys what those specs are. But when they really kind of go in on a phone or a product that they like, they're gonna go like it's like hitting a needle through, a thread through a needle hole type of accuracy. They're gonna go so much into it because they want to build the best for that product in their video discussing. So, everyone's biased. And now admit, I am biased to Pixels. Google Pixels are the phones that I like to use. So, it was challenged to me that I couldn't go 3 days without using them. So, my main daily driver phone is my iPhone 12. And the experience is good. I have no problem using my iPhone 12 solely for another day, right? Because after I finish today, tomorrow would be day 3. I would finish off tomorrow. Saturday, I will upload a video going into detail about my experience. But, for the most part, apps work the same on iOS as they work on my Pixels. The only thing of a difference between my Pixels and my iPhone is the subtle features that Pixels have with the implementation of AI. Okay. And I'm not hating on Apple, but Apple intelligence is not really a thing, if I'm going to be honest about things. Like, I know Apple did acquire a couple of small companies that's in development of AI, and maybe they're going to come up with something really badass in the future. But for right now, they don't have anything. And reliance on ChatGPT and all these other AI models, that's not the move, Because, every company is already recognizing that AI is the battlefront of smartphones going into the future, right? Samsung already is breaking their relationship with Google. If you guys didn't know that, Galaxy AI is going to be Samsung's own AI in the future. And they're saying this with the possibility of the Galaxy S26. That the Galaxy S26 will have its own version of AI for Samsung's. They won't be in reliance of Gemini as like the back end for the Galaxy AI. They won't be relying on that. I believe they've purchased 1 or 2 companies that's in development of AI, and they're closely working with them. Let's see. Let me get to the comments here. I see the last couple of months of this year, I have noticed that they switched my gateway to only using 5G, and it hasn't suffered. But the reduced speeds is not so much good when it's just pulling only 5G signal from. Yeah, T-Mobile needs to update the 5G towers or sites. Yeah. Now, so that's the thing. If T-Mobile gets to the towers nearby where I live and upgrades them, then I wouldn't leave T-Mobile home internet. Like, I wouldn't install fiber. I would continue with it because it worked where I lived at before. It worked just fine. It's just where it's at here. It's pretty hard. And like, let me tell you. So for those who were watching the beginning, and you're like, the stream was breaking up, my connection was getting bad, and this is just me being on the connection by myself. Like, my kids are still asleep. It's summer vacation. I bought them a little wading pool and put it in the front for them to just chill in the water and relax on a hot day. And so like they spent all night playing inside that little miniature pool. So they're still asleep. And nobody is on the PS5. Nobody's on TVs watching any TV shows or movies or nothing like that. And still the connection on my T-Mobile home internet is just so shaky and rocky. So anyways, but if they upgrade the towers in the next couple of months, which I wish that they would, that would be great. In my area, I am lucky to keep the plan that I have with the T-Mobile home internet. When I originally got it and where I used to live, there was nobody that had it, so I was on the fully unlimited plan. Actually, I still am. Let me just be clear about that. I still am on the fully unlimited T-Mobile home internet plan through Metro by T-Mobile, because that's originally where I got the internet service from, right? So my daughter has my Metro line, which is $25 a month, fully unlimited, and then we have the home internet. So I pay about $80 a month for the services. Now, what's crazy about it is that where I live at now, when I first did an address check, it said I was clear, I was good to go. But I guess somebody ordered T-Mobile home internet here in this area. So then now when I plug in my address, it tells me that the service is not available here. However, that it can I could be on the T-Mobile Home Lite, which is only 200 gigs of data that you're able to use. Well, that ain't gonna work out for me. So I was a bit nervous about it. But when I contacted Metro by T-Mobile to let them move, so that way they can unlock the geo lock on my gateway and then lock it to the new address that I moved to, my plan didn't change. But obviously I see why that they would only offer T-Mobile Home Internet Lite here, because the data connection is not tip top. Eventually it's going to be, because if they're allowing service to work here, means that they do have plans to upgrade the towers nearby. They have to, you know, they don't want their home internet to look like a POS. Kind of regret canceling my Switch 2 pre-order. Uh-oh, why did you cancel it? Would have been a good unboxing. For sure, the Switch 2 is very popular. Yeah, and I'm hoping that they do those upgrades here, TJ. I hope they do, because then that would just make things 100 times better. Like, the reason why I have two different home internet service providers right now, the T-Mobile Home Internet is the best I can get for streaming. So this my PC plugs into the Ethernet port on my gateway. The AT&T Home Internet, that's for my kids to use with their PS5 and with their smartphones and with their laptops and tablets. They connect to that. But even now and then, they jump on mine because their devices are signed into both, and they rather use the T-Mobile one. So that's just being honest. Oh, okay. That makes sense, B-Tech. Well, but maybe you can grab one when the prices go down a little bit, right? Because you know there's going to be some sales coming up later this year for the Nintendo Switch 2. My excitement with Nintendo is the fact that whether the movie turns out to be good or not, that they're bringing a Legend of Zelda movie. And I believe it says that they're releasing the movie March 2026. So, yes, I'm going to go see the Legend of Zelda. And if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, great. I'll purchase a 4K copy of it from Google TV, so I have a digital copy to watch whenever I want. I am a fan of the Legend of Zelda games, so if you didn't know that, now you know. But anyhow, method or ordeal. So yes, I am using an iPhone 12. It's not the latest iPhone, so I'm not judging it based upon what the latest iPhones have today or anything like that. And the experience is fine. You know, there are differences between certain apps, right? Like, I don't know if you guys heard about Instagram having its own video editor app called Edits, which is a competitor to YouTube Create, which is also a competitor to CapCut. But on the iOS version, when you record a video, you can actually create captions from your video, and then you can edit the style and look of those captions. On the Android app for edits, there's no captions. Well, I think it's weird, and hopefully they upgrade that, because I like using what up, Nian? I like using Instagram edits as well, like CapCut, Instagram edits, YouTube Create. They all have something that I like out of their editing, and they are lacking things that the other one has. So I use all three. If you guys don't know, when I edit a video, whether it's a shorts on the shorts channel or if it's a full-fledged video, I am actually editing that video 3 times. I run it through edits first, because it has the caption tool that I like, and it has some stickers that I like as well that I can implant on my photo and my video and overlay it. So I like the stickers and the caption that it has. For CapCut also has captions, but in a slightly different way. CapCut has become gradually, slowly moving towards, if you want good editing, you just have to pay for it. Before they used to give a lot of features for free, and was like God, internet's cutting, was literally like pro features. You had to pay for a pro account to get those features, and they've slowly been adding in those free features that you know that I liked about CapCut, been adding it into the pros, so that way you would have to purchase pro, which makes sense. They're out to make money. But you know, at the same time too, a lot of people who were used to using those features, they it lacks. You know, it lacks for the creator when they can't, because they have to get a pro account. So that's the reason why I started using YouTube Create and Edit. So the two I mostly use is Creates and Edits is what I mostly use. And then so I'm running videos through it like multiple times to edit before I upload. And then if you guys haven't caught it, my upload schedule has changed a little bit. So a lot of the videos that go live, like the one that went live today at 9 o'clock, was actually uploaded the day before. So like the way that for you guys to understand my scheduling for uploading videos is I upload a video, it is released to members first. So they see it day of upload, and then it releases the following day for everybody else to see. You know, I do have a couple of members to the channel that subscribe as a member. Shout outs to you guys. So it's only fair, you know what I mean? They are supporting the channel a bit further, so I give them early access. And then shorts have returned to my channel, but not in the way that people think. So they're not public shorts. They're not anyone can't view them. These short form content videos uploaded to this channel, they are basically like daily vlogs, and they're members only access. And so I'm not worried about it messing with the progression of my channel and the algorithm. Like I've uploaded 2 so far, and in the 2 that I've uploaded, I haven't seen a dramatic shift or change. You know, after removing a lot of the shorts videos, and allowing my channel time to reset with the algorithm, and then following new steps into creating content and uploading it, and how I share it, how I tag my videos and all that other stuff, I am happy to say that the channel is recovering from near death, because the channel was nearly at death. So just, you know, more hard work, more time put in, which, you know, I've set me a really good time to get videos done, get them uploaded, and release them to members, and set a time for them to release to everybody else. So far it's been working out pretty good. I'm happy on that. So anyways, the reason why I'm talking about that is because, you know, now that I'm using just the iPhone for the rest of today and the rest of tomorrow, and nothing else but this iPhone, you know, for the person who challenged me, if you were thinking that I was going to be stressed out, I'm not. Like, before I started doing these things on this channel, before I started reviewing Pixel phones and other smartphones that I get my hands on, before all that, before the Boost Mobile smartphone reviews and whatnot, originally this channel was founded on the premise where I would get a hold of a mid-range device or a budget device, because I'm, you know, very poor back in 2012, 2013. So I would get these phones, and then I would do slight modifications that anybody could do to make the experience better. Which is why I do have a video about the Galaxy A53 on how to make it run smoother. It's one of those phones that does have some popularity to it, but one of the biggest things about it is that people would say it runs laggy. And so I found some things that would help smoothen the experience. And if you guys are interested in that video, check my video catalog. I uploaded it, I think, like 2 weeks ago. So it'd be like 2 weeks old, the video, currently at this time right now. But yeah, so far my experience is fine. Like, I like Google Pixels, but I won't, you know, I won't be unalived without them, if that makes any sense. Like, it wouldn't hurt me to not use them. So I'm totally fine. They're over there. They're powered off. Not doing anything with them. All I have is my iPhone 12 as my main device. And then if I'm going to shoot video footage and stuff like that, I use the iPhone 12. The Galaxy S21 is over there. Shout out to Brandon for hooking me up with the T-Mobile line. That's what the deal was, you know. So Brandon just hooked me up with a T-Mobile line for me to use. Told me to use it how I want to use it. You know, just don't do anything crazy with it. Which, you know, out of respect, I'm not going to do anything crazy with it, right? I'm not going to try to upgrade on the line or try to do anything like that. It's not mine. Which is why I told him that at any time that he needs to shut down that line, worry about having to shut it down. Just give me a heads up so I know. And that way I can erase the eSIM and everything off the phone that I'm using it on. So big shout out to Brandon. If you guys know who he is on X, on the X platform, I'll go over there and give him a like on his posts and stuff. Help grow him on the X platform. But yeah, so you know, I've been in comparison between Google Fi and T-Mobile. I think he has me on the T-Mobile Go 5G plan. So it's okay. I mean, Google Fi uses T-Mobile. I've been using my iPhone 14 for 2 years already, and I like it. I can tell you now, I understand why people like iPhones. Have you ever thought about doing or reacting to your old video from back in the day, you putting ROMs on your phone? Yeah, I was honestly thinking about that. If you guys want to see something like that, I can do that for you guys. I wouldn't mind. It'd be totally fun to just listen to myself from back then. Hey, I could even do a reaction video back then when I was younger and dumber, right? Because you guys know me for so long. And remember when I used to be all Android? Like all Android, I would never touch an iPhone. I would never use Apple. Let me go back and kick the shit out of my younger self and just be like, bro, iPhones are not that bad. Like maybe back in the day, iOS 7 wasn't appealing to me, but where iOS has come to now has been a good growth, and I like the way that iOS and what it's changed to now. I mean, there are some things that, you know, Apple really needs to fix with fluidity of iOS, but for the most part, most people really won't see that. And these are like bug issues that I've known about since iOS 7. That are still plaguing iPhones today, but it's not something that's so noticeable, right? So you don't have to worry too much about it. Why companies are removing FM radios? Couldn't tell you. Honestly, I couldn't tell you why. But maybe it's because most people are not really using the FM radios these days. If you think about it, most people are using digital streaming sources like Apple Music, YouTube Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio. They're using a lot of those. And quite honestly, there is a service that allows you to connect to, you know, to FM radio play and even shows you the playlist. Maybe I'll make a video about that app sometime down the road. I don't remember the name of it, so I have to search it up. But really what it does is pretty much that. So you can listen to radio on your smartphone. Not only, but I mean, it's actual radio play. So you can't skip tracks or anything like that. And you do hear the radio DJ with announcements, games they play with, you know, people who call in. You hear all that stuff. The only thing is that you get a playlist of what's on their playlist that they cycle through the day, actually through the week, because they play the same playlist for an entire week before they decide to switch it up and go, you know, go with like add a new track into their playlist and stuff like that. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, definitely I can start making some videos where I react to my older videos. And I guess I feel like that's a good idea too, because then it kind of tells me the growth, right? Where I was back then and where I am now. And, you know, maybe there's something from back in the day that was working that you guys liked from my videos that maybe you're not seeing today. Because I mean, I am not a, you know, being honest, I'm not I wouldn't call myself a professional content creator. Like, I don't have a team of people who edit my stuff. I don't have a manager. I have none of that. Like, what I do here on YouTube, I'm a one-man band. I'm the host of the videos. I am the editor to the videos. I have to brainstorm ideas. I do my homework. Like I compare myself to other YouTubers. I see what they're doing. I try to reverse engineer what they do to bring you guys something that you guys may like. But sometimes when you're too close to the project, you can't really see where your flaws are. So taking a step back, and then also looking at the history of things, seeing what worked back then could probably work now, because I'm not even really doing it the same way now. So there's a lot. Um, but yeah, I would love to do like maybe a video reaction. So I'll probably do maybe like one a week, but like in that video, probably react to 2 old videos that I have. And thanks for the idea, TJ. Definitely, for sure. I'll get the ball rolling on that. That's cool. I tried it one time. I think it was last year or the year before I tried it, but it didn't seem like that people liked it, so I didn't do it again. But if more people actually want to see that, for sure, I'll do that. And maybe I'll just do it for the hell of it. Even if only like 5 people want to see it, maybe I'll do it for the hell of it. But yeah, so on top of that, if you guys see it in the title where I said that Boost Mobile needs a win, and I truly mean that. I mean, let's get real about things. I don't hate Boost Mobile. I just don't like the way that the customer service has ran. And I'll tell you guys, I did something crazy, because I was pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Boost Mobile will never hire me again, and I know they won't. And so my wife was like, "Well, apply for them and see what they say." Right? So I did an application last week. I sent it into them, and I was like, "I guarantee you, I'm gonna get a we've decided on other candidates response." And usually, like when I apply for a job here in my area, usually it goes through like a few days before I get a response back, like if they're going to move forward with the recruitment process, or if hey, like hey, thanks for applying, but we decided to pursue other candidates who seem best for this role. That's how they usually word things. But not Boost Mobile, not EchoStar. EchoStar sent me the reply really fast. Like I applied for the job to see what would happen, and the very next day, less than 24 hours, I got a response. And that's exactly what they said. They said that based on my resume, I wouldn't be fit for the role. And I'm like, that is the absolute worst thing to tell somebody whose career is call center customer service. That's like telling a chef, like Chef Gordon Ramsay, that you looked at his resume and seeing that he's worked for famous chefs and he's opened, hundreds of restaurants all around the world. You are not qualified to be a chef at my restaurant based on your resume. Do you see how stupid that is? But I know the reason why EchoStar denied me. I'm sure the moment that they even came across my name and my social and saw that, I previously worked for them, and they know that I'm a content creator, and they've heard me be vocal about what I think about Boost Mobile. And when they did what they did to me, they were like, yeah, this is too much of a risk. We can't hire this guy. They just can't legally tell me that in an email, right? Like they can't do anything that could catch them a lawsuit, which I wouldn't sue them. I was dicking around to see what they would do. Because my wife was like, what if they decided to hire you? Then what would you do? And it's like, and it was too late because I had already submitted my application. So I was like, shit. Because then, technically, if I wanted to work for them down the road, I would have screwed that opportunity. Because if they decided to hire me, I wasn't really trying to go and work for them. So then I would have messed that relationship up. So then I told her that I guess I would have to work for them, and at least put in 2 years. That's how I am with jobs. You got to put in 2 years of work so that way you build a good reputation with the company and you can leave on good terms, right? Anything less than that, and you would tarnish yourself with the business. Of course, my name is tarnished with Boost Mobile because they think I'm a detractor, whatever. But I don't hate Boost Mobile. That's the honest truth about it. I want them to maintain as the 4th carrier, and I want them to grow and grow good. Because even though they're having help from AT&T, and even though they have help from T-Mobile, These companies are like jackals. They are ready. They are ready to take Boost Mobile out. They already smell blood. Like there's a lot of problems with Boost Mobile. There's a lot of money owed. There's possible bankruptcies in the future for Boost Mobile. So there's a lot that could make the company suffer more. And these other companies know that. They will cut Boost Mobile off at the knees. Yeah, so here's the problem with that, Titus, and anyone who knows Sprint might remember this. Sprint used to do store-to-door sales. If you were interested, like say you went on the website, you were looking at the phone, because I remember this because we had a huge amount of complaints when I worked for Sprint retention, or yeah, basically that's what it was. It was the retention department. We would get calls from angry customers who said that the store rep lied when they came over and activated them and set up their phone, lied to them about the plan, yada, yada, yada. They put them on the wrong plan, you know, which was Sprint's fault, right? You guys remember the unlimited freedom plan that Sprint had? There was like 10 different variations of it. Sprint kind of shot themselves in the foot, but anyhow, that was one of the things that Sprint would do, store-to-door activations. Come out and activate your phone at home so you didn't have to leave your home. They came to you. They were doing stuff like that, which is what Boost Mobile is doing now. Boost Mobile is doing free lines every now and then, promotions. Sprint was doing that. You know, Boost is doing this $15 a month for the first 3 months of service. If you sign up on their $25 a month forever plan, the first 3 months of that, you'll only pay $15. Sprint was doing that. It's like, yes, EchoStar, you know, owns Dish, owns Boost Mobile now, right? But it's almost as if the executives at Boost Mobile, who are probably still there with the company through all the acquisitions that happened, are like telling them like, hey, when we were under Sprint, we did this, right? Because Sprint owned Boost Mobile for a time. Peter Adderton sold Boost Mobile to Sprint. And it just seems like that some of the corporate people who were there during the days of Sprint are feeding back the same things, thinking that these things are going to work, and they're not going to work. Like, it is one thing to have a promotion that brings an influx of 1 million customers to your doorsteps to sign up for your services. But the problem is the way that Boost Mobile conducts business leaves a sour taste in people's mouths, that as much people as they're signing up for services is almost equivalent to the amount of people that's porting out of their services. And there lies the problem, okay? Because a company is not built on the premise of how many people does it have subscribed to their services alone. That's not how it works. It's how much revenue they're taking every year, every quarter to be exact. How many people do they sign up versus how much revenue has grown since these signups, right? You guys hear other content creators that talk specifically about the telecom industry mention a common phrase thrown around, which is called churn. Okay, this was a metric that when I worked for Sprint in the retention department, this was a metric that decided if you stayed employed by Sprint, or if they gave you the long speech of this is not working out for you, you're not able to do your job to our standards, and so we've decided to separate. And then they take your badge and walk you out the building. Okay, that was a metric. So, you know, I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm not blowing smoke up my own ass, but I know I'm pretty good at, you know, call center customer service work. When I worked for a company like Sprint that had a bad reputation, that had a high churn rate, okay, which was one of the metrics that would decide if an agent got a bonus or not, because every 3 months we would get a bonus. They had metrics known as pick 30, pick 60, and what that meant was if I talked to you today and you were ready to port out, right? Like, that's why you got me on the phone, because you told the customer service rep that you want your port out information, you want to leave, you're sick and tired, you're done with Sprint. So they would transfer you to me, because retention agents can only be in the United States. They never outsourced that position overseas to other call centers like in the Philippines or in India. They didn't do that. Retention had to be in the United States. So you would get me on the phone. If I got you on the phone and I spoke with you, we had a conversation, I listened to your concerns, I talked to you about things, I used my wordplay to kind of paint a picture of, you know, why you shouldn't leave, gave you some offers, got you to consider to stay. So you decided you're not going to port out, you're going to accept my offers that I'm giving you, you're going to stay with Sprint. That's great, right? You know, I did my job. My job was to try and prevent a port out. And I was able to do that without twisting your arm, because that was the thing. You can't twist customers' arms. You know, this is why I would tell people back in the day, if you called in, you wanted your port out information, and the person starts throwing promotions and stuff at you, all you really had to do was make it in a firm, clear voice. Give me my information. If you said that 3 times on the call, that rep had to shut up. They couldn't go any further in promotions or finding out why you're, dissatisfied with Sprint. They just had to give you your account number, your transfer pin, and whatever else information that the other provider needed from Sprint. So keep that in mind when you guys deal with other retention departments, because they have a similar model. It may not be exactly the same, but they have a similar model. But anyways, but yeah, let's say like I retained you from porting out. You decided as of today you're going to stay with Sprint. So the 2 metrics known as pick 30 and pick 60, they would track what a customer did in the next 60 days, and in the next, the next 30 days, the next 60 days, and even the next 90 days. If at any time after you spoke to me, you called in down the road, something made you mad, and you actually poured it out, that would affect me. It would affect the other rep that you talked to a lot more than would it affect me. But then like my bonus would go down a percentage because you left, right? In order for me to get the full potential of my bonus every 3 months, on my pick 30 and my pick 60, I couldn't have any negative remarks to get the full potential bonus. Okay, the reason why I'm outlining that in such detail is, like I said, I don't toot my own horn. I don't blow smoke up my own ass. I'm pretty good at customer service call center work. I really am, because I've bonus maximum every time there was a bonus. Like, my wife loved it when I worked for Sprint, even though it was a very hard and very aggravating job. She loved that I worked for there, because like my average biweekly checks at the time were $1,300 a month. That's after taxes and everything taken out. And then when it was bonus time, I would get my usual, $1,300 to $1,400 check plus an additional $1,500 bonus. So one check would literally be over $3,000. What kind of question is that? That's a very strange question. Ask a question like that again, and yeah, you'll get banned. I don't like stuff like that because, I'm a father. I have kids. I don't play that. So to me, that's a very annoying question. Don't ask that again. Ridiculous. You just walk up into someone's live stream and you ask them if they like minors? What kind of shit is that? Anyhow, yeah, so that's like, and yes, if people were to ask me, did I feel like that, it was manipulation by Sprint? Of course it was. Every carrier does that. Every carrier. Boost Mobile has a retention department. That's what their sole job is to do. Their sole job is to retain customers from leaving Boost Mobile, which a lot of them have, like, the port out rate has went down for Boost Mobile. It's not as high as it used to be. There are certain things that Boost Mobile is doing right. And so that's that to me is like, that's a step in the right direction. Yes, they need to fix their customer service. Their customer service is so bad. You know, it's very bad. Um, yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, I'll give you a pass on that this one time. You know, because my kids do watch my live streams too as well. They don't need to be hearing and seeing stuff like that. That's crazy. Okay. Why are we talking about this? That's crazy. Hopefully your Thursday is gonna go well for you. But anyhow, yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things that Boost Mobile has that's really bad for them is their customer service. And I'm not trying to disrespect any of the agents currently working at these call centers, right? Because they're only doing what their team lead is telling them to do, and the team lead is only enforcing what the operations manager is telling them to do, and the operations manager is only doing what the site director tells them to do, and the site director is only doing what Boost corporate is telling him to do. So it comes down from corporate. So corporate really does need to change the way that they think about things and the way that they do things. While these promotions that they're giving, right, like $150 off the Apple Watch SE, $99.13, you know, those things is like, they're good promos to attract people, but what really holds your customers in place is your customer service if things go wrong. And things still do go wrong, right? Like I said, I have a Facebook group page dedicated to Boost Mobile for customers to go in and talk, right? So it's not run and operated by Boost Mobile. I don't know, like, there's times where I had to tell people in there who would come in and they would start posting account numbers and stuff like that. My mods are really great on that group, so my moderators would go in there and let them know, like, this is not run by Boost Mobile. So yeah, you know, they wouldn't post sensitive information. They had to learn that the creator of the group page was not Boost Mobile themselves. And yeah, so it's a place for people to go and vent their frustrations about how they're treated by customer service. This is where I get my insight from customers, right? Titus is part of that group. Titus knows what group I'm talking about. He's in there. And Boost finally giving customers some of the goals they wanted with tablets and watches. Yeah, isn't that pretty cool? The Solero 5G tablet is out. Of course, I can't get that because Boost Mobile kicked me out of their affiliate program, right? They had a creators affiliate program where they would reach out to YouTubers and send them the Solero 5G or send them, you know, one of their smartphones and for us to do a review on it. I'm banned from doing that because when they found out I was working for them afterwards, they had me kicked off the program. Even now that I don't work for them, they won't let me back on. So their liaison's not allowed to contact me, which is fine. You know what I mean? Boost Mobile still has potential. People need to understand that Boost Mobile still has potential. They still to maintain their spot as the fourth carrier in the US. These little promos they're doing, they're gonna help in a way, but they have to get their customer service on lockdown. They have to get things done right, which I can't understand why the customers have different answers. Like when you call in for a problem, you get answer A from one rep. You call back in, you talk to rep B, and you get a totally different response. The response should be the same because every time you call customer service reps, they have to notate the interaction. And, you know, you can get into some serious trouble if you're the type of rep who puts like 2 or 3 sentences in the notes. They expect your notes to be detailed of the interaction from beginning of the call to the end of the call, which is why working in call center customer service, when you're going to be doing that, you have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to not only talk to the customer, but to effectively listen to the customer at the same time, put notes in the notes section. Like the way that I would help out new people who were trying out this job for the first time, I would tell them every time that a customer says something important, you know, you can have a notepad up. You don't have to put it in the notes on the system in case you might accidentally hit submit, right? You don't want a partial notation. So I'll always tell them, have a notepad on your window open. Have a notepad, type what the customer said, then whatever you responded to that, if you gave a lengthy response, condense it to a smaller, maybe 2 or 3 sentences, but make sure that it explains what the overall thing you did. Put that in there and just do that back and forth on your notepad. When you are wrapping up the call, when you go through your spiel of like, well, so let me recap what happened today. You called in because your order was late. We went ahead and checked the order. It looks like on Monday, it is currently traveling through UPS systems. We're expecting a delivery date Friday by 10 a.m. The tracking number was emailed to you. Did you have any other questions, concerns? No. And was I able to resolve all your issues today? Yes. Okay. So when you're at that point, you should already be copying and pasting your notes into the customer's account in the system, and then doing any other thing you need to do to close out the call. That by the time that you're telling them, like I would always tell people, thanks for being the best part, or thank you for being the best part of Boost Mobile, and enjoy your day, or, thanks for being the best part of Sprint, enjoy your day. I always acknowledge the customer as being the best part of Boost Mobile, because without them, then they have. And at that point, my notes and everything is already pasted in, already submitted, already closed out of the customer's account. I've already hit submit, close. So their account is closed. Now I have no access to their account as I'm saying that, because as soon as that call hangs up, the next call rolls in. Unless I put myself in what's called after call or after work, depends on how they work their system. After call, after work, really what it is it pauses the next call from reaching you, right? So it sends that call to another live agent who's available and allows you time to finish up what you need to do. Normally what it was meant to do was for you to finalize your notes before you took the next call. But in order to be more effective on calls and take in more calls a day, it's just better that, you would notate on the call, submit as you're wrapping up the call, close out the customer's account. So by the time they hang up and you hear that doot, which is a little indicator that another call got to you, you're already ready for the next person's call. Their account's already popping up. You get to listen to what they called about. You get to let them know, like, okay, I understand how that can be frustrating, that you're not having any data on your phone. Rest assured, I'll look into every possible option to help resolve that issue for you. Hey, let's start off by getting your mobile phone number, please, which we already have their account up. We just need them to verify their number so we make sure we're opening the right account. You give your phone number, and then we're like, okay, thank you for providing that. And who am I speaking with today? And then you say your name. Awesome. Glad to meet you. Okay. And then one final thing, for me to gain full access to your account, can you provide me with your PIN? And then you would have to give whatever PIN that you have set up for your account. From there, at that point, that's where we have access to the account. A lot of people always think that these customer service reps are lying when they ask for the PIN. Like, I've been yelled at by a woman one time. She was just like telling me, to F off, that she knows that my account is on my computer in front of my face. And it's like, you're half right. It is. I can see your first and last name. I can see, if you're postpaid, prepaid. What I can't see is any of the details. Can't see, service address. Can't see how many lines you have. Can't see what phones you have, because there's a nice little small window where I have to type in your PIN and hit enter. If I don't type in that PIN, it won't show me a damn thing. So, yeah. Anyhow, that's how customer reps work. And that's how I would help new people that were coming into the company to become more efficient and good at the job. Because I know what it's like. Trust me, my very first time working in a call center, I was like this close to getting fired. The operations manager telling my team, like, how glitched out. On my 8-hour shift, I couldn't save anybody on Verizon. This was like way 2001. So Connect me. Let me know. Let me know if you guys are still here. Oh, my reception is bad today. If you guys didn't know, this is the reason why I don't do a lot of live streams lately. It's because I know that my internet service is not the greatest, and so I really don't like to slam you guys with such, bad quality of a live stream. So I'm sorry that it's glitching in and out. I know that T-Mobile's holding on the best that it can. Hopefully, if they fix things here with T-Mobile, or if I get fiber internet, then live streams will be better, and I'll go back to doing a lot more live streams. But anyways, yeah, so that's how customer service was working it. That's how it's always been. And whoa, did you guys see that drop? Because it crashed for me. I don't know if it crashed for you guys. Okay, well, my comment went through. Yeah, I pretty much crashed. Anyways, I've been on for about an hour. I do apologize that the stream wasn't the greatest. But yeah, be on the lookout for future videos. There is one that will be dropping tomorrow, and I will be wrapping up my 3-day challenge with no pixels using the iPhone 12 for the rest of today and tomorrow. And Saturday, I'll drop that video for you guys on how the experience was. But yeah, let me do this. Keep it to audio. But no, I've been on for about an hour now, so I am going to let you guys go and go on the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day too as well. So hopefully everything works out. The stream is getting so bad. I don't know what's going on. Probably because most people are waking up and whatnot. This is probably one of the only things that's bad about fixed wireless access, is depending on the mobile network, if it's not good in your area, you're not going to have the best quality, especially live streaming. So, but hopefully that'll change over time. So I'll do these live streams every now and then, but catch the video. Catch the video releases for sure. Shout out to the channel members. They get early access to new videos. And yeah, so if you want early access to new videos, if you want the daily shorts vlogs, then become a member today. It's right there below. Just click on become a member, sign up. That'd be awesome. No, I'm not getting the new Nintendo Switch 2. My son is working towards it, so yeah, he's gonna get one. See, that's what he's been saving up his money for, to get a Switch 2, but I'm not getting one. Not for me. Not for me at all. Anyways, yeah, so it's it's 99 cents for the base tier for the members only. You get access to early video access, and you get daily shorts. And then the upper tier gets more perks, and a lot of those perks are going to be implementing in the future. So anyone wants to join me on a live stream, I actually will be opening invites to allow people to come on the live stream and have conversations with me. Again, shout out to TJ for the idea. So there will be some reaction videos coming in the future, so be on the lookout for that. Anytime that I upload a video that members get first access to, I do post it publicly so everyone knows that video is coming. Of course, if you click on it, it's going to tell you that it's members only, but it is set at a scheduled time to release publicly for everybody. So you'll know when those reaction videos are coming, because you will see them in your feed as a regular post by me. For those people who are asking about the lack of posts on X, I'm not doing much posts on the X platform. Most of my thoughts will be posted on the YouTube community, so it'll pop up in your YouTube feed. And then of course, like the Instagram and Threads is like no relations to this, right? Like I do a different thing. I mean, it is tech involved, but I do a different thing on Instagram, and I don't try to blend Instagram and YouTube anymore. So YouTube is YouTube, Gram is Gram, X is X. But I will try to share more of my daily thoughts on YouTube for you guys. Anyways, let me get out of here because the stream is just cutting in and out, and I don't want to annoy you guys any further, but I do appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for that. You guys take it easy. Stay blessed out there. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Aloha.